NBA All-Star break is here, and the season is essentially halfway over. It's definitely over the halfway point, but All-Star break is basically the halfway point. I just want to do what I did like in the NFL video. I want to give midseason awards and then some predictions throughout the rest of the season, so I'll just make this quick. I'll get right to the point. The NBA season so far has been a lot of fun. I know ratings have been down, but it's been very competitive. It's been very interesting, so I'm excited to finally talk about it. It's my first NBA video. I would have made an NBA video at the beginning of the season, making my predictions, but enough time. So here I am now, making my first NBA video. Let's get started. First, Rookie of the Year. I think right now it's obviously Ja Morant, but Zion has a shot of catching up to him. Zion's been pretty incredible so far, but I think if Ja Morant just sustains what he's doing, just sustains it. He doesn't go crazy, just sustains what he's doing, he's going to win because he played all season. The Grizzlies are actually pretty good. They're in a playoff spot, I think, or they're at least in the hunt, basically. So Ja Morant, I think, wins Rookie of the Year. I think that's kind of an easy pick. Most Improved Player of the Year, I think it has to be Brandon Ingram because he's putting up crazy numbers. I think he's averaging over 25. And before that, people were kind of speculating if he was kind of a bust or not, and now it clearly shows he wasn't, and he might get a big contract because of this year. Actually, he should get a big contract. He's been putting up crazy numbers. It makes you think, what if he stayed on the Lakers and they traded Kuzma? But then again, I don't know if he would be putting up these numbers. Probably not. But still, I think he should win Most Improved Player. I guess runner-up would be Luka, but nothing against Luka. I just think with Brandon Ingram, it just clearly shows he improved the most from last year to this year. It's not even a question. Defensive Player of the Year, I would say, is probably Anthony Davis, and I think moving forward, the Lakers are going to go on a surge after the All-Star break and in the playoffs. I know the playoffs don't matter about these awards, but I'm just saying I think Anthony Davis is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year, I think it's easily Lou Williams. I don't even know. Oh, Dennis Schroeder could win. That's actually a big possibility. That's tough. I don't know now. I would say probably Lou Williams just because the Clippers have a better record, and Lou Williams is essentially just a starter anyway, and he wins it every year. So I probably will stick with Lou Williams, but Dennis Schroeder's having an incredible year too. So that's very close, but I got to take Lou Williams there. Now, MVP. This one is actually the hardest because I think it's clear it's Giannis right now. But LeBron could easily win it too. He could go on that tear like I've been saying, like the Lakers could after the All-Star break. But the Bucks have clearly looked like the best team this year. They look like there's no flaws. Giannis is on a mission. He looks incredible. He looks so good. But it's weird. I feel like MVP is very political. Like, there are times where someone wins and they feel like because they won the year before, we shouldn't give it to them the next year. Yes, I know Steph Curry won back-to-back years, but like my argument always is like Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double that one season. He got 41 or 42 triple-doubles in the season. I forget what it was. And he clearly wins MVP. I agree he should win MVP that year. The next year, he doesn't put up his crazy numbers, but he still averages a triple-double, and he's not even in conversation. So I just feel like sometimes they can be kind of, not political, I think that's the wrong word. I just think they just try and change it each year. They're like, oh, we can't have it win every year because LeBron realistically should win most years then. He should have more than just 4. Because James Harden won, I think, 2 years ago, and the next season he had better numbers and he didn't win, and Giannis won anyway. So I think it should be Giannis so far, but I could see LeBron winning if he goes on this tear that I've been saying, or they just want to switch it up each year. So we'll see. But my pick right now so far this season is Giannis. Biggest surprise this season, I would say definitely the Thunder. You could say the Grizzlies too, but Ja Morant elevates that team. Not saying I thought Ja Morant would take them to the playoffs, but I'm not surprised they're playing better. The Thunder, I thought they'd be awful. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to act like, oh, I thought they could maybe be okay. I thought they'd be awful. I thought they would be all right, the Thunder are just going to be bad for years, but they're going to pile on those draft picks and eventually just be good again in a few years, which I wish the Cavs would do, which I guess they're trying to do, but they're not very good at it. Thunder are the biggest surprise because they actually look pretty good, and there's nothing more I can say. I think it's very impressive. Chris Paul is looking like he really is that great of a usage player, player efficiency rating that really does matter. He always has a high one, even though his stats aren't crazy. I guess that really shows that he really is effective on the court. Biggest disappointment this season, I would have to say, is the Portland Trailblazers. I thought they were a dark horse to make the finals or even win the finals just because of Dame, CJ McCollum. They got Hassan Whiteside. I don't know when Nurkic is coming back, but I thought maybe he'd eventually come back. I just think they have a really solid team. I don't get why they're so bad. I understand they're not that great at defense, but Dame this year has been on a tear. He was averaging just insane, mind-blowing numbers. I love Damian Lillard. He's my favorite 2K player ever. He is just cheat code in that game. So I don't get why they're so bad. I know they've been playing a little bit better lately, but still, they're just my biggest disappointment. I did not think they'd have a losing record going into the All-Star break, and they possibly might not make the playoffs. So I think that's just very surprising to me. So NBA Finals matchup. I think with the East, it's going to be the Bucks. If I were to pick at the beginning of the season, I was going to say the Sixers were going to win the East. They have a lot of issues, so I'm not going to stick with that pick. I'm going to pick the Bucks. They look like they have nothing wrong on that team. I think it's very hard to pick conference finals matchups, but if the world was perfect or whatever and the seeding goes how I want it to go, I would say it's Bucks Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Heat just contributed Dalla, and they've been a big surprise this year too. They've looked incredible. They look like they're meshing really well, and I'm eating my words about Eric Spoelstra that I said in like 2010 or something. I think the Bucks win the East. In the West, I think the matchup in a perfect world would be Clippers-Lakers, which would be a great matchup. I think the Lakers are going to win the West. I think the Lakers are going to be on a mission because of Kobe's tragic death, but also I just feel like LeBron, just after the All-Star break and then the playoffs, flips a switch and he just looks like a completely different player, and the whole team just looks a lot better. That's coming from like a Cavs fan, so I've seen that happen a lot. He did have the Heat too. We haven't seen that happen yet with the Lakers because he was hurt last year. So this year with Anthony Davis, arguably his best teammate he's ever had, I think we're going to see something insane. Unless the age is too much and he gets hurt, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to see a complete tear from LeBron and Anthony Davis. It's going to be something that's just insane. Even though there's a lot of issues on the Lakers team that is concerning, I do think the Lakers can beat the Clippers in the playoffs and then play the Bucks in the finals. And then, because of everything I just stated, with Kobe being on a mission, playoff LeBron, Anthony Davis wants a ring, I think the Lakers will beat the Bucks in 7. I think it'll be a really great series. Even though the Bucks are looking way better than the Lakers right now, I just think everything I just said, that's what would happen. Obviously, Giannis is on a mission. He wants his first ring. But he's really the only superstar on that team. Even though their team is loaded, the Lakers have 2 of the top 3 players in the world right now that are healthy, obviously. So I'm going to go with the Lakers and win the championship. And that was my pick at the beginning of the season, I swear. It was either Lakers or Clippers. I really didn't think of anyone in the East. I thought the Bucks would be good, but not this good. So Lakers in 7 against Milwaukee. Milwaukee will get home court advantage. LeBron will win on the road again in Game 7, just like the Cavs. What is this? John Beeline just loved the Cavs. The thing is, like, I don't understand anything. Like, what are the Cavs doing to me? Thank God we won. I'll go on a little rant. I thought the John Beeline hire was weird at first, and it was weird, and the Cavs were playing very well at first, like scrappy, kind of surprising, and then they just completely fell off the map. So I guess this makes sense. I just never understood why we hired him in the first place. I don't get it. I don't know why he's leaving now. I don't know why he left college to come to the Cavs. I don't get it. I don't get anything. I want to die. There it is. Those are all my picks. I think the Lakers are going to win. LeBron, Finals MVP. So what are your guys' NBA picks so far this season? And then your predictions. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. And click here to see more of Davey Dave's Takes.